All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's been a crazy day. How is everybody doing? Drop an emoji in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling on this fabulous Tuesday. Yeah, let me know. Let's drop some emojis. Let's see what we can get. Put a feeling word, something that is going on for you. Something that you're feeling. It doesn't matter if it's not a positive thing. That's why we're here. I am Melissa Kathryn. I'm so excited. What's up, Jolene girl? Yes, drop an emoji. Let me know how you guys are doing. This is a part of our Get Your Body Back series. I'm Melissa Kathryn, and we are on our third live masterclass. So we have 4 total in this. We've been doing morning meditation. So there is Get Your Body Back series morning meditations that are happening with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name all the things. You can join me in our wholeness group and I will be seeing you there. Perfect. The sun is shining. Great. I love it. Hey guys, feeling good. I love it. Debbie, Sarah. Oh my God, Maureen, what's going on, girly? I was just thinking about you today. The sun's shining and washed your hair. I know, it's a feat. It's all the new things. So it's fascinating, right? I wrote that in a blog that I sent out today that I was just like, it's amazing what constitutes a good day now. I'm like, a good day, I FaceTimed my family and I went for a really long walk. I'm like, good things are happening. Yes, ready. Hello, ready to get started. Feeling, love it, Lori. All right. So post your questions in the chat. Anything that you have for me, Nicole. It's so good to have you here. As everybody is coming in and joining, please just, share what's coming up for you. I'd love to know what brought you guys to today's topic. Out of all the topics, today we're really going into, we've got a lot. So the last 2 master classes have been going heavier into like more of the deep-rooted mindset. These 2 are going to have a lot more action steps and a bit more of the tactical information. And I have a birthday bonus that's going to be coming for you guys because it's my birthday on Saturday. Little Aries over here. Who else? Anybody else have an April birthday? Anybody? I'm turning 42. It's quarantine, let's be honest. Okay. But my friends are like, it's like we're all like trying to make it like extra special. It's so funny. So sweet. So tonight, guys, just want to bring you into this. We have secrets to slim living and feeling sexy at every age. In tonight's masterclass, you're going to learn foods that slim you and help you age backwards, the #1 secret that slim people do no matter what, exercises to keep you young and your body tight, and 3 must-do habits to slim down and feel sexy at any weight and any age, okay? So we got a lot to do. So those of you that are new to me, I'm Melissa Kathryn. I am a holistic nutritionist, meaning that I believe that we have to look at all areas of your life, not just food or fitness, to really look at what's going on with you with your weight, but that all of those things impact your happiness and therefore impact what you put in your body. I'm an international best-selling author and speaker, hypnotherapist, body intuitive, identifying cancer in my own body and working to heal myself of that, which I am cancer-free. And I specialize in emotional eating, disordered eating, and the psychology of self-sabotage, which is what my international best-selling book is about. I've been doing this work for over 12 years. My most sought after program is our Weight Loss for Life. Now revised and better than ever. I love your body, lose the weight. And yeah, I run international retreats, all the things. We do all the things. Right now, those are put on hold as our live events until we can resume that. But online programs and other things of that nature. My dedication is to women, freeing them from the belief that they are less than and bringing them back to wholeness, the truth of who they are before they ever thought they were less than due to a number on the scale, a trauma, or any other stories that they've created that have led them to stop them from their dreams and really shining their light in this world and the light that they truly are. And it is a sheer joy and gift to help women return to that and to just see them in their bliss. So that's what we're all really meant for, right? And so one of the things I was teaching in my Queen's program last night was really about making life a game. and really, really starting to look at things through a different lens. And it's a powerful, powerful place to be. So we're not going to talk about that, though. I'll go off into another tangent. So for those of you that have been here, I just kind of want to bring you guys up to speed. The Get Your Body Back series, every class builds on top of one another. So if you've registered, if you're new, then you will get the replays and you'll be able to catch up this weekend. If you are not new, then you've received the replays and you can start at the first one. If you've missed anything, don't worry about it. We are here now. Like I said, I always go heavier into mindset to really do and get the awareness around what's been going on for you internally. And then like to give you the practical and tactical while still combining the mindset in with that to support you in transformation. My intention with all of this is that if you put into action the things that I teach, you will get results. So it's never just, please don't just come and listen to this, actually put it into action. Do the exercises that I give you. It's the same thing with my Love Your Body, Lose the Weight extravaganza. I create all of this stuff because I want you to have success. I don't create it all so you're stuck. It kind of like, what do I do next? My intention is never just to give you a bunch of information so you just feel like you're spinning on your own. It's to actually support you in taking action steps. That's my intention for all of this. I really want you to succeed. I want you to have what you want. And most of all, what I want you to know is that it's available to you and it doesn't need to be hard and you are deserving of it, and to give you that belief in yourself that you might be lacking and help to support you in removing the fear that may be there of failure. One of the things that I'm always shown time and time again that I find fascinating is most women that I talk to, whether they join our programs or they don't, those that do, I see them change. Those that don't, sadly, I end up hearing from them again, and they're still in the same place or worse. My intention, again, I always hope that they get the support that they need, if not from me, then from somebody. But what I see is, and I had this myself, and I really want to point this out to you. So I want you to be open to everything that I share tonight. I want you to notice the voice within your head that might want to condemn you or find fault within you. I want you to be a loving observer of your thoughts. I want you to know that you are not your thoughts. I want you to take in the information, not from a place of, I need to find fault in anything I've done up until this point. I want you to understand you are here right now because you are ready. You are here right now because you are in a place to action what I'm telling you. You found me because you are meant to find me. I believe that that's how the universe works. We set an intention, our teachers come into our scope of being. It's because it's what we're ready for. It's because it's what we've been asking for, and we've been praying for the next step or asking for the guidance. And then we're being shown and given the guidance by those that have achieved what it is we desire, so that we can have an easier way, so that we don't have to go at it alone, so we don't have to go against our own path. It's, you're being shown the path of least resistance, i.e., okay, here's somebody that did it. There's a gnat that's like, I don't even know where it came from, but it's driving me nuts. Here's somebody that did it. It's much like how I found all of my mentors and guides. It's here's somebody that did it. They can do it. They can show way, whether, you know, it's following somebody you feel inspired by on Instagram that gets you to do your workouts, or it's a book, or it's, you know, whatever. It's, we've asked for the guidance. So I want you to start to notice that and go, oh, I'm being shown an easier path. And then notice the parts in you that don't want to take that path, that show up halfway or just sit there and say, oh, I really wanted to listen to those. And there's still that inner nudging in you that's like, why aren't you listening to those? But instead you're choosing Netflix, right? Or that part of you that's like, hey, I should eat and sit down, like she was saying, or plate it, portion and put it away, or I should just start to be aware of my thoughts and being a loving observer. And then you cancel it out and go into do mode. Right? Because it's just a delay tactic that our mind sets us up with, because your mind only knows what you've taught it. And something that I always share with my clients, and I want to share this with you, you're going to resist the thing that's going to transcend your soul the fastest. You are going to resist most the work, the programs, the mentors, the whatever, that is actually going to progress you most quickly in the path of least resistance with the most joy to your highest self and highest good, to all the things that you've been desiring. It will resist that because it's unknown. And what you have known up until this point has been having to work hard, having to struggle, not getting what you want with ease, having to prove yourself, having to seek outward validation through your weight, through your looks, through being a high achiever, through controlling your environment and your circumstance, through being a perfectionist in order to have the things that you want. And because if you can control your environment, then you get to protect yourself from disappointment, from failing, from getting hurt. What I want you to hear more than anything is you're already in a space of not having the things that you want. You've already essentially feeling and treating yourself as if you failed against the things that you want, and are already energetically telling yourself negative things and feeding the story that you failed already where you are. So you can't fail. You can only go up from here. Do you guys get that? Like, there's no failing. Like, you're already at, I don't mean to say like you're already at a low point. What I mean is like that belief. Like, I was talking with a client today, and she's like, and we were really going through, and she's a new private client, and we were going through like her body and life. I do a mind-body mapping and a body and life assessment. And it's like this 2-hour intensive before we kick off. And we were going through, and it was just like, you know, she was really creating this protected bubble, but she wants love, and she wants friendships, and she wants deeper connections, but she's hiding behind her work and hiding behind achieving, and I need to get up earlier again, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to be. It was all stemming from a need to prove, right? Of course, it all stemmed back to childhood, and we had to go through that, but I was letting her know, hey, you already don't have the things that you're so afraid will, right? Like that she won't have if she actually shows up and shines as her highest self, right? Because it was actually, it's never the darkness that we think we fear. It's the power of our own light, as Marianne Williamson says. Does that make sense to everybody? Are you guys with me on this? Right? Thank you for the birthdays. I know, 29. Do you guys get what I'm saying with this? So I really want you to notice things that you've maybe had resistance to in the past, things that your soul, you felt called to, that still come up in your mind, like, what would it have been like if I would have done X, Y, and Z? What would it have been like if I would have taken that trip, or said yes to this, or signed up for that class, right? Like, and just notice those things are still sticking with you because it was a way in which there was an interjection from your higher self to try to support you on an easier path towards the things that you were wanting. Does that make sense? Right? Perfect. Okay. Just want to make sure, because sometimes I can speak in more broad terms and some of the metaphysical. Stephanie, perfect. Okay. So we're going to dive. Are you guys like excited as I am? I'm so excited. Okay. So what we've done so far in all of the classes, we started off with how to only eat when you're hungry, right? No more mindless eating and junk food traps. So that's when you really got in touch with your true hunger. You rated your hunger levels. You started to notice when you were really hungry and actually put a number to them. You started to notice the times of day when you felt most, when you felt that you were waning in what you would deem willpower and discipline. I don't actually believe in those words, but like where you are right now, that might come up for you. We really looked at and combined the tactical and the practical and the spiritual. We looked at what foods you just grab at the minute you have a tinge of hunger. We got you more connected back to the body and really deciphered between the dieting mind versus the connected mind, right? And then we got into what was the desired feeling you were really wanting from those foods, prompting you with those 4 questions of what to do in that moment that hunger strikes, right? In our next class, we went through losing weight now without dieting and making yourself crazy, right? So we did a lot in terms of identifying what was blocking you in that class, like really going deeper with that. We also went into what is really going on behind the scenes in terms of weight loss and the fixation on losing weight, that the constant fixation on losing weight, that the obsession around it, because I was really saying it's time we need to get out of no more food obsessing, calorie counting to get the real results. The more that we fixate on the body that we don't have, the weight that we aren't yet, all of those things, that's actually what pushes away the body that we want. That's what makes us feel more hungry. That's what says because energetically you're saying, I'm never going to have what I want, right? So we're going to go deeper into this. We did a lot in our last call. So make sure to really look at that and look at what was working for you from going back to those cycles. Those classes. We also looked at deprivation and perfection and making you wrong. And really, really cementing in that it's never been about the food or the weight, that these things go much deeper, right? And it's taking the time for the things you're saying that you're really wanting, and getting out of do mode and understanding more about what it means to be in your body and the being. We also dissected cravings and the difference between head and heart cravings, and really looking at the connection between self-worth and weight loss. Okay, so we've got a lot to do. We've done a lot. We've got our next class on Thursday, and we have our morning meditation tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So definitely join me on Facebook. We did our Conquer Your Cravings meditation on Monday, and tomorrow. We did our cravings meditation on Friday. We did feeling safe in your body on Monday, and tomorrow we're going to be identifying and connecting to the slim and sexy you. So all of the meditations, guided meditations, are also getting you more in your body to connect to how you actually want to feel and into the action steps that you want to live throughout your day and the belief systems to follow. Sounds good, right? Okay. So here's the thing. Let's start with this. So number one, foods that slim you and help you age backwards. So I'm going to be talking fast, so make sure to have your journal. But I want to make sure that we get through all of this. Here's the biggest misconception. People say to me, but Melissa, I eat organic. And Melissa, I mainly eat clean. It's really simple when it comes to being slim and slimming down effortlessly. Weight loss is simple. It's really eat less and move more. If you have weight on your body, then you've been eating more than what your body needs. There is a misconception around the amount of exercise that we do and the calories that we burn. Truth. Women especially believe that, and if you're not really educated and haven't put time into like really looking at portions, calories, things of that nature. It's not to have you obsess. I teach this in our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. I don't teach about calorie counting. It's not about that. I teach about portions. I teach about understanding what your body needs. I bring you back to the analogy that your stomach is the size of a fist. It doesn't need a lot of food, but it can expand the width of 8 baseballs. And it will stay as expanded as much as you stretch it. And the more that you expand it, the more it will get used to that amount of food, right? And again, if you are not burning off the amount of food that you're putting in your body, it will store it as fat for you to burn through at a later date or what have you. There is a misconception again around how many calories we burn. Women sit and think, oh my God, I was just on the elliptical machine for 30 minutes. I must have burned like 500 calories. In essence, you're burning between 150 to 200 tops. And that's when you're really working at a high resistance and working your body. Exercise machines, on average, add 100 to 150 extra calorie burn that your body didn't actually have. Just an FYI. The only machines that are really true to form when it comes to cardio would be that of a Peloton, because it has you connect to a heart monitor. The revolving stairs, where you're actually on the stairs, where you see people like falling over and they're like, that, and the treadmill. Other than that, other machines, any other cardio equipment is going to add 100 to 125 additional calories that you actually did not burn. Now, just to give you an idea, 2 slices of bread, and in some cases 1 slice of bread, is 120 calories, right? So you can eat 2 slices of bread on a sandwich, and there is your workout, right? So I just want to give context because I think there's a big misconception. There's also a misconception that organic food is calorie free. And if something's vegan, that it's calorie free, or if it's gluten free. Many times gluten free items have higher calories and higher fat content along with sodium. Many times sugar free foods have tons of sugar hidden in them in other forms of chemicals that you wouldn't recognize the names. If we look at the back of a regular loaf of bread, it will say things like enriched wheat flour. That means all of the good nutrients are taken out of the loaf of bread and they've pumped it filled full of chemicals. Many of these chemicals have sugar in them and addictive properties. So we've taken out all of the good things, used a word like enriched wheat flour. So you think it's a good thing when in reality, it's now just a chemically based food. So the bread that I really tell people, if you have to choose bread and you're going to have bread, and it's not that I'm against carbs. I really want you to understand this. I love sweet potatoes. I definitely see a place for things like brown rice. I'm not against like beans, and I'm not against fruit. I'm not against any of that. What I am against are genetically modified and chemically modified foods that you don't know what is in your system. And when, you know, essentially they're just laden with additional chemicals that leave you craving and really have no nutrients to them. I'm about nutrient dense foods, that everything that we put into our body should really serve a purpose. Yes, it should totally taste really good. And I believe that it can beautify you from the inside out, have you age backwards, and slim down effortlessly. And we want to choose the foods that are going to do that, right? And it is a process of crowding out different things, but it's also cleansing your body. So when we're looking at clean eating, which is something that I really advocate for, it's just really simple. You know where the food came from. And when we know where the food came from, we're easily able to identify. We're easily able to identify the foods that don't work for our bodies. So I'm not all about complicated anything. I don't count macros. I don't want to do all the things. It's too much for me. Just like all of my recipes have 5 ingredients and you can make them in under like generally 20 to 5 minutes. I'm about simple. I'm about things that are satisfying and they're easy. I don't want to spend 1,000 years in the kitchen, but I want things that taste really good. And I also want them to beautify me, and I want to slim down effortlessly, right? So I want to nourish me, mind, body, soul, spirit, hands down. That's what I subscribe to. That's what I teach. Everything that I do is about that. So we really want to look at that. So just really simply, let's go back to the bread thing really quick. If you're sitting there going, okay, well, what bread do I eat? I would go for Dave's Thins. My favorite is Ezekiel. I would go for a sprouted bread. And at least sprouted means like your body can break it down. It's more easily digestible and you know what's in it. There are no chemicals. The other that I would say is Dave's Thins. At least it's a better option. And then paleo bread by Julian Bakery. There's an almond and there's a coconut flour. Those are like the 3 that I would say are my top if you had to choose. The other thing that I would say, and there's different things, you know, there's coconut flour wraps, and Julian Bakery has wraps as well. I believe Dave's has wraps, and so does Ezekiel. So all of those things. Again, what I want you to start to notice is the back of foods that you're eating. If you cannot identify what's there, and there's a giant food list, and you're like, okay, this should just be bread, or this should just be like this. those are the things that we want to stay away from. We want to stay away from sugar being listed in the first 5 to 10 ingredients. That is a huge warning sign to put the food down. Put it down. It's already telling you that there's sugar, hidden sugars in there. And that's when something can say it's sugar free, but it has like 58 carbs or 48 carbs or this and that. Really understand this. Your body can only process on a given day, the general average woman, 130 pounds, 5'6", can only process 38 grams of sugar. That's an apple, really. And then the rest gets stored as fat. This is not to make you, I just want to make you aware. This is not to look at things, and that's not including energy that's being burned by just living or by exercising, all right? So when we're looking at foods that slim you and help you age backwards, I just wanted to first put a context around carbs and grains. I'm not saying that they're bad at all. And what I want to help you to understand is, especially as you age and when you're looking to slim down effortlessly, I want you to really think about food as being fuel. And when we're looking at fueling your body does not need fuel before you go to sleep. Many women eat their largest meal at night, and especially at things like this, and we're being quarantined and all the things, right? But regardless, even in life, it's coming home, it's missing, not really eating throughout the day, and then all of a sudden getting home and being ravenous and having that be your big meal and your entertainment for the evening. Our bodies don't need food to go to sleep. Our bodies don't need food at night. So we want to start to balance out our eating times, and we really want to make it so that our dinner is our smallest meal. It is the thing that will benefit you in aging backwards. It will benefit you in a good night's sleep. It will benefit you in bowel movements in the morning. It will benefit you in getting your metabolism revved so you wake up hungry. And it will benefit you by shrinking your stomach at night and getting it back. And another thing that it's the huge benefit when we're looking at slimming down is you're not just storing fat. You're actually, when you do wake up, you know, you are then burning that as fuel, right? Like what you're going to ingest, you're going to burn right away. So I always tell people when they just sit there and they're like, oh, well, but I want something at night. I want to satisfy me. We're going to get into that. And I always say and teach, tell yourself you can have it in the morning. It's not that you can't have it. You use it as fuel. Wake up, have your whatever it is that you want to have, your breakfast food or this and that, but start to notice, what am I eating at night? Is that my largest meal? It's not serving me. My goal is to slim down. My goal is to age backwards. I'm kind of not sleeping as well. I'm noticing maybe my skin's, if we have a lot of sugar, your skin won't look as tight. It won't be as moisturized. It will dry out more quickly. You can have acne. There's a lot of different things, and the inflammation that happens. So at night, that's when there's cell turnover. That's when we're rejuvenating ourselves from the inside out. That's when we're aging backwards. That's when we are setting ourselves up for our best next day. Your nighttime is the beginning of your next day. So make it count. Make sense? Okay. So best foods to slim you and help you age backwards, berries, hands down. If you're waking up and having a banana in the morning, no. We want to put the banana away and we want to swap it for blueberries. Blueberries are amazing for mental health, and they're high in fiber, they're low in sugar. You can have more of them, and they will support you in aging backwards while boosting your immunity. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, not so much. It's really going to be blueberries, and raspberries would be top. And then you go into strawberries, and then you go into blackberries, and then you go, strawberries, and then you go into cherries, and then you want to go into blackberries. Blackberries really don't have a ton of nutritional value. However, they're still, it's not something to not eat. It's fine. But if we're really looking at the biggest bang for our buck, it's going to start with blueberries. Have them frozen, put them in your oatmeal, put them in smoothies. Anything that you can do of that nature is really, really going to benefit you. And like I said, they're higher in fiber, they're lower in sugar, which means they're lower in a carb count. You can have more of them. They're brain boosting, they're immunity boosting. and they're high in antioxidants. The next thing is collagen. Collagen, I really love Vital Proteins. I also love my friend Dr. Kellyanne Petrucci's. Her collagen powder is fantastic. Putting a scoop of plain. Now, don't get all the flavors and don't do all the things that have all the added sugars to them, right? I was talking with a client earlier and she's like, I'm making my matcha lattes. And I'm like, what's in your matcha? What's in your almond milk? We looked at it and she had an almond milk with tons of sugar, higher in fat, higher in carbs. It's basically like the Pacifica, the kind that they use in Starbucks and Peet's and all of these coffee chains that are just filled with so much sugar that have you wanting to go back to them again. And the chai tea mix and the matcha mix, again, filled with so much sugar. Make your own for these things, for these superfood drinks, right? I always share, if you don't follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, I do a ton more on Instagram in terms of like, well, I guess that's not true. Sharing it more and more on my stories on Facebook, but I do a lot of, I create my own adaptogenic morning elixirs. I have a Sip Yourself Slim book, and there's, hold on one second. There's something that's popping up here. I want to make sure the quality. Can you guys still see me okay? And Nicole, okay, perfect. Because it's saying, something about improving performance. Okay, not really sure. Okay, just want to make sure. Let me just try to see what's going on. Hold on, guys. I don't have anything else open. Okay. So Nicole, let me answer that. So Nicole's saying coming together. Yeah, so dinner times is going to be great. To modify it to serve you better is you curbing your portions. It doesn't have to impact your experience. This doesn't have to impact, oh, I'm seeing it. Am I skipping? I wonder what this is. Sorry, hold on one second. Just trying to. I'm trying to close whatever could be open. I don't even know. Okay. Hold on, guys. I don't think I realized that there's. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Hopefully that works. Yeah, you should. Okay, that's good that you're seeing me. Okay. So for dinner, this is about making your meals about the people. That it's not, you want to enjoy your meal, but you can still connect, but it's just, you get to choose what you put into your body and how much. So if you're noticing it's like pizza night and you guys are making pizza, for instance, like I share with all my clients, like, you know, make taco night, do healthy pizza night, like get everybody involved. You can make your own. This isn't about making it hard. This isn't about you sitting and having grilled chicken and broccoli and being like, oh my God, this is exhausting. I have to make my own food. Ladies, really notice you do not need as much food as you merely are consuming. You do not need as much food that you think you do. And really recognize where you're desiring to eat more because you're wanting to feel something. Go back to last week's class. You're wanting to feel something. You're wanting a break. You're wanting to just whatever, let loose. This is your only time for pleasure. There's a whole bunch of things. Right? There's immense responsibility on you. You're feeling the pressure of this. You're doing a lot more than you normally would. I can't tell you the number of DMs I'm getting about it's like, I've never drank so much wine. I get it. And right, like you're hearing this because you do get to modify that situation, and it's not about detracting from your experience. It's about adding to it by you recognizing that being present to your body, being present and honoring it, being present to the people is going to support you a great deal, right? And the wine, like this isn't about making any, please don't make you guys wrong at all. Of course, like wine, like we're in a pandemic. Like, let's just like call a spade a spade. There's a lot going on. And you get to, I'm laughing because I haven't even gotten to like my point 2 of our class. We're going to be like, I'm either going to need to do like another bonus to get to like the next ones. There's so much. Okay. So it's really important that you guys are in a space of recognizing why food at meal times and what it is that you're really wanting. Like food and meal times we're always meant about communing as a people. I'm Italian, like it's, you know, it's coming together. It's a time of love. It's a time of joy. It's just when we've dieted for so long, we become fixated on making it about the food when it's actually never like, yes, you can, it's, yeah, of course, enjoy the food, but take your time with it. Slow down, savor it, put your fork down, be present to what you want, right? And what you're feeling, be present to the love. Right? It makes a huge difference. And when you start to slow down, and Nicole, you'll learn this in the program, when you start to, she said, I love your body, lose the weight program. When you start to slow down, it's fascinating what happens. You get this empowered feeling over your body and your experience. You start to slow and take in your family. You start to take in whoever's around you. You start to recognize that everyone's engulfed in their meal and just shoveling food, and you're able to observe and be that observer to yourself. And I want you to relish in each bite. I want you to really take it in and not just go to the next or like, oh, what can I have next? But just being with that and being with your body through that process will be a game changer. Okay, so the other thing when we're looking at foods that help you age backwards, along the lines of fruit, we've got lemons. I really share with people drinking warm water with lemon in the morning is so helpful. It detoxifies the body. It helps you jumpstart your metabolism. It puts you in a better state of mood, enhancing your mood. It also supports you, and I like to do even a little teaspoon of coconut in there, coconut oil, which is the only oil that is not absorbed in the body as fat, but is immediately converted into energy, and it helps to stave off cravings, as does the lemon. It helps you to feel fuller longer. And it also helps to get your bowels moving while detoxing the body, helping to support in removal of inflammation and toxicity in the system, which first thing in the morning is incredible because all night long, your body's been naturally detoxifying. So ridding the body of that before we just go and have a cup of coffee and put stimulants in our system, or before we just go straight to eating when we're just eating because it's breakfast instead of really allowing our body to empty out to then really connect in with what we're hungry for and then get in that space. Many don't even get into their bodies and connect in before they're already consuming something out of habit and pattern. And usually if you've been a dieter, it's pre-programming, and it's because you're already thinking about what you get to eat and have been waiting to eat from the night before, regardless of how much you ate or overeating. The other fruit that I really love is grapefruit. Grapefruit is known to cut fat. And even having like half a grapefruit a day is really, really wonderful. Again, not only for detoxifying the body and cutting fat in the body, but also supporting you in cellular turnover. Salmon, avocado, and olive oil, along with coconut oil, are my favorite healthy fats. And again, the more that we can, I just want you to think about this. You know, you see all of these skincare routines where you put oils on your skin, and the next day you wake up and your skin is plump and it helps you to not age. The more moisturized your skin is, those with oily skin are proven to not age as quickly. They don't have the same amount of wrinkles because their skin has been so moisturized. I want you to think of salmon, avocado, and olive oil in that same regard. They are filling your body with nutrients and what it needs to thrive. They are filled with healthy fats, omegas, reducing inflammation, warding off disease in the body, while helping you to age backwards, helping to lubricate your intestines to remove toxins and move them out of the body more quickly, right? These healthy fats are amazing for your brain, amazing for brain health, and really supporting you on all levels to age backwards. The other things to slim down and the most slimming foods are lean protein. As women generally do not consume enough protein. They automatically will want to eat things like fruit and carbs. And we'll sit there and go, okay, I'll have a salad, but it has no protein. Up your protein game. That's egg whites, that's white fish, shrimp, whey protein isolates. Things of that nature are really going to support you. Grilled chicken, you know, any of these things, but lean protein. Protein is your best friend. Protein helps you stave off cravings. It builds lean muscle. It helps, again, to build collagen in your system, cellular turnover, brain health, keeps you fuller longer. When you are having cravings, there is generally a deficiency of fats in your system or of protein. Okay, I already shared with you guys about coconut oil, adding coconut oil to your coffee, coconut oil to your morning water with lemon, cooking with coconut oil, ingesting 3 teaspoons of coconut oil throughout the day. Cinnamon is a natural mood enhancer and metabolizer. So what it will do is it speeds your metabolism 30 times the amount. Add it to smoothies, add it to oatmeal, add it to your coffee, add it to your tea. Add it to anything and everything, it is delicious. Cayenne pepper, again, really speeds up the metabolism. You can add this to your morning water with lemon. If you want to kick, I add cinnamon and cayenne, a dash of both to my coffee. And the other that I would say is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar also adds as a digestive aid. So if you need a, not an appetite suppressant, but it does help to curb cravings. If you need something, I said a digestive aid, but like a digestive enzyme, if your stomach is ever upset, if you're noticing anything of that nature, it really supports in that. But apple cider vinegar is wonderful. It's great to use as a salad dressing. Combine that with a little coconut oil or olive oil. And a little sea salt, or if it's bitter enough on its own, you can even, I even will add in cinnamon, and that becomes a really great dressing. And the other thing, and you can add a little stevia too if you want it to be sweeter or if it feels too bitter. And that was apple cider vinegar, a little coconut oil or olive oil, a little stevia, and a little cinnamon as a salad dressing. I don't know all the amounts of portions because I'm an intuitive cook and I just kind of am very good at putting those things together. My cookbook and our programs does have all of the measurements, but I have to tell you, it's like the bane of my existence when people are like, what are those exact measurements? I'm like, I don't know. I just do it to taste. So play with it. But you know, like, yeah, play with it and see. If you know that apple cider vinegar is not your jam, I'd probably go a little heavier with the oil. Okay, so those really support in slimming and aging you backwards. All right, now let's move into this. I'm gonna try to go. Oh my God, I have so much to talk about. Okay. I'm laughing at myself. What time is it? All right. I think I could have done a webinar just on that and answering your questions. I'm like a wealth of knowledge. I can't stop talking. Okay. I've been doing this for so long. All right. Not this webinar. I just mean teaching for, I just know so much about all of this that I'm like, wait, I want to tell them all the things. I'm looking at my notes. Okay. So I hope I'm not overwhelming you. The number one secret, we're going to go into the next step. The number one secret slim people do no matter what. Guys, they honor their hunger. Simple. They honor their hunger. Slim people, naturally slim people, or people that have worked to lose weight and have kept it off, they honor their hunger. They don't eat when they're not hungry. They stop when they're full. They aren't crazy like, oh my God, I must restrict or I'm going to gain all this weight. They don't have constant food thoughts. They are in the space of, this is my body. Life is about life. They honor their hunger. They really think about it. If you only ate when you were hungry and stopped when you were full, you'd be at your ideal weight. If you tracked and like tracked calories all day, and you started to look at all the calories that come from you mindlessly eating just because, eating more just because it's on your plate, right? I guarantee that if you deducted that from what you actually needed to feel satisfied and comfortable, right? Not weighed down, comfortable. That's really when you hit your mark. Like, I am comfortable. I could go for a run right now. I feel energized. I don't feel weighed down. I feel creative. I don't feel tired, right? That's when that's you feeling comfortably full. That's that you've hit satiation. Food is fuel, right? It's not like really notice like that part of you that's like, no, but I need something sweet. No, but I need this, like, to truly satisfy. Like, if you could only eat and you were in a desert and it's like you can't have anything more, you know, you're not going to be like, I must have that piece of chocolate, right? You'd be like, I need real food. Like, I need something to get me to the next thing. If you're only giving me, rationing me or something, right? Like, you would start to really pay attention. What is your body really needing? So that's what naturally slim and people that have really mastered their weight loss, they honor their hunger. They really are in a space of like, I don't need to eat breakfast just because. They wake up, and if they're not, they go about their day and they keep doing what they're doing. They don't have fear around food. They don't have fear around eating the wrong things. They don't have fear that they're not going to have food on them and then they're going to be stuck in this third world country-esque situation. How many of you have that where it's like, oh, I always have food on me because I'm afraid that if I don't, like, I won't make it to my next meal. Like, there's nowhere to get food, right? Like, how many of you actually have those where you eat one meal and you're already thinking about what you get to eat again, right? And generally, that what that will say to me is that the food that you just ate came from a state of restriction and putting yourself into a space, which is what we're going to talk about in our fourth step, about really the 3 must-do habits to slim down and feel sexy at any weight and age. But it's really important. So those are the primary things. It's honoring your hunger, not just eating because when you come home from work, if you're not hungry because you ate a late lunch, when you're just like, I could have gone to bed last night, but I ate dinner anyway because it was there, or because my kids, or because my husband, or just because it was just me and it gave me something to do. Like, your body's telling you how to release the weight. Are you listening? That's what you want to really start to connect in with, right? And again, we teach this and take you through my MK proven formula for fat loss that lasts. My proven, like, my program is a weight loss lasting solution. And this is what I had to do because I wasn't able to do it on my own. And no one was really teaching not only like the things that we're going through, like the practical and the tactical, but they weren't actually going in depth to why I wasn't honoring my hunger, why I was eating when I wasn't hungry, but yet all I wanted to do was release weight. So why wasn't I just listening to my body? What was that, right? And that's what we go in depth about in our program. And that's why it's really about that true transformation and releasing the weight and keeping it off. Let's go into the next thing. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to stay focused on these and then I'll come back to the questions at the end. Exercises to keep you young and your body tight. So here's the thing that might surprise many of you. Do you know that walking is the #1 exercise that really helps to tone and tighten your body? Walking. I'm not talking about sauntering. I'm not talking about just like going for a slow. I'm talking about walking. I'm talking about like arms going, fast walking, core tight, moving the body, but going for a walk and making it count, right? And really getting your heart rate up and being intentional in that. But walking is the #1 thing. And why is that? It's because it doesn't, generally when people start to lose weight and they get in this routine, what they do and what happens so often, and this is why people will enter fitness competitions or they will do a fitness challenge at a gym where all of a sudden they're working out tons and they're put on this eating plan where they're eating more protein and more food than ever before, and their body's like, wait, what? And then they start thinking that that's what they need to do. When you are working out heavily, or lifting excessively, or burning a lot of calories, obviously you will be more hungry. And what happens when people create a new routine and they're eating less is they're more hungry. So I generally tell people, when you're creating a new workout routine, you need to give your body at least 2 weeks to adjust to the new exertion of energy. And you're going to notice that you're going to be extra hungry. And what the biggest mistake that people do, in particularly women, is they overconsume food, thinking that they've burned all of these calories. This is why I have women hire me that run marathons and gain weight, right? And it's because they're running like 10 miles a day and they're doing all the things, and even with that, they're consuming a ton because they're constantly hungry, right? And they're consuming the wrong things because they're automatically going to what can weigh them down, what can like satisfy that, not going to protein, right? But really, really going to more carbs and things of that nature. Walking's great because it doesn't really spike your hunger too much, yet you can really tighten and tone the body, especially if you're walking hills. I tell people, get on a treadmill and put it on a steep, steep incline and get on those hills and walk backwards and work those glutes and walk forwards, or walk in a hilly area. It's surprising to people. And when you're doing that walking, do lunges and do walking lunges. Activate those glutes, activate those hamstrings, activate the quads, really be in that space and keeping your core tight the whole time. The other great way to keep your body young, tight, and toned is Pilates. Pilates is really, really amazing, not only for your core, but for an overall body toner. One of the programs that I really love is Mari Windsor. She's like, honestly, was like one of the first people to ever really put out a DVD with Pilates. And her programs are fast and they work. The other thing, hands down, the number one way to transform your body and help you age backwards is lifting weights, and in particular lifting heavy. So many women lift 3 and 5 pounds thinking that they're going to bulk. It is a misconception. You are not going to bulk. It is wonderful to lift heavy and to really support your body. Not only does it create more dense mass in your bones, as we age, we lose bone density. Lifting weights helps you to build it and create it. It also keeps the mind sharp, and it also is what will actually transform and reframe your body. So if you've always struggled with your butt sagging or having like legs that aren't toned or lower belly fat, this will be what will be an overall body toner for you. Most women go straight to cardio. They sit in their cardio rats, and then they wonder why they're not really seeing the transformation that they want. This is why you see so many fitness competitors or, fit models transform their body. I experienced that when I won International Natural Body Federation Best Body. And why and how that happened, I really got into weight training, and I had transformed my body before. I'd already lost the weight. I was known at that time as an ideal body coach. I had been coaching women of all ages, women in their 40s, 50s, 30s, to actually train for competitions and also to transform their bodies quickly. I know how to do it. I know the science behind it. We all know everybody can eat chicken and broccoli and transform their bodies when working up from anywhere from 2 hours in the gym, right? And doing that for a particular period of time. The thing was, clients weren't able to maintain it. I wasn't able to maintain it because of the emotional component with food and the lack of the identity to that being and believing of worthiness around that, and also really cementing in who I was to be that. That's something else that we go deeper in, actually creating that new identity to solidify the lasting change, and we go through that in our program. Why I'm really sharing this with you about the weight training is, it wasn't until I really did that where I said to myself, I wanted to challenge myself. I was never super competitive. I was competitive with myself. I wanted to see how what I could do to transform my body. It was a new challenge, right? It also became another form of a diet. Didn't know that at the time until I gained the weight back. And then I created the program that I now teach to thousands. So what I wanted to tell you is transforming your body. The thing that I saw was not only do you get an immense sense of confidence and an immense sense of strength within yourself when we find fitness, right? So whether it's through walking, just getting fit, whether it's through anything, I encourage you to get on board with fitness and moving your body. It will support you in mentally, physically, and emotionally, not only being happier and more whole, but in being stronger and aging backwards. It is proven. So lifting weights will transform your body, getting you toned arms, getting you all the things. And I want to, again, encourage you to lift heavier than you think you can. And that's, again, one of the biggest misconceptions that I see with women. The other thing that I have to say that is incredible to keep you young and your body tight is dancing. Hands freaking down. Dancing. Not only does it illuminate a deep joy within yourself, but when you think back to you as a little girl, you used to dance all the time. You used to twirl, you used to do it until at some point something had you stop, become self-conscious, or tell you that you needed to become an adult and get more responsible. But there was a time when you loved to just twirl and jump around and listen to music, whether you were 1, 2, anytime. Kids, there is not a child that doesn't come alive with dance, and it will bring you back to the joy of the childhood spirit within you. It will also, anytime that we are getting back to that happiness within ourselves, we enliven the vibration of that which we seek. Okay? Really want you guys to understand that. Now, here's something that's really, really epic to understand. Age is just a number and it's a mindset. Sexiness is confidence. It's an essence that you carry. There are many women that you would look at in Hollywood that you might not deem as sexy, that were known as absolute, like, pinup, hands down, irresistible. And it's because of the essence. It's because of what they exuded within themselves. It's an essence. It's what you tell yourself. I encourage each and every one of you to repeat to yourself, if you desire to feel sexy, if you desire that, then embody the woman that is sexy. Embody what you deem as sexy. Embody the characteristics. Bring her into your existence. Be that for yourself. Go and tell yourself as you're walking down the street, as you're in your own house, as you do all the things, your words matter and the stories that you tell yourself matter, what you choose to embody, everything that you tell yourself. I tell myself age is just a number, and I'll tell everybody and I'll say it all to you. I am aging backwards. I am aging like J-Lo, hands down. And I have people repeat it back to me. Why? Because I tell everybody. I have people reach out to me all the time. I was just on a podcast with an esthetician that was just like, oh my God, I thought you were in your early 30s, at the most 35. And I was like, no, but thank you, right? I haven't done any work to myself and don't do other things. By no means am I against it. Maybe I will, but I'm saying this because, you know, it's an essence, it's an energy. It is proven by the standards of law of attraction that what we tell ourselves is what we think about ourselves. You can age backwards. You can tell your mind and relieve the association with the number. If we look at culture and society, it is constantly putting an age to everything. Oh, well, she's too old for that, or oh, she's this, or oh, she's that, or oh, you shouldn't do that at that age. We have surpassed all of that. There are women in their 50s having babies, right? There is no need anymore, and we are not only doing that, but we have surpassed the new age range. Women right now in these generations are saying that we will live to be past 100, and they're looking at the new age as being 120. That's a lot of life left to live. So all the women that are sitting there in their 40s and 50s, like, oh, I can't tell you the number of women that I talk to that are like talking like they're coming to like the end of their lives because they're turning 50 or because they're in their 40s. And I'm like, you do realize you have like another like 50 to 70 years of life. Like, make it the best damn years ever. What is that? I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to teaching that. Hence, I'm not teaching that to you. I'm telling you to make age a number. Choose the number that you want to be. Choose to embody what that feels like. Go back to that age in your mind every damn day and sit in meditation, harnessing the vibration of what that age is. Bring it into your existence and sit in it and feel it. See yourself as that. Allow that very age to come over your body until you feel it, and therefore you will vibrationally bring that and different opportunities and activate that in your being. Notice the stories that you tell yourself around age. Notice the times that you analyze your face and you wake up in the morning and tell yourself that you look that you aged, or you start to sit and judge your wrinkles and all the things. You are telling yourself the very thing that you don't want to experience. So if you're not liking aging, then let it go. Tell yourself a new story. Write it down, get clear on it, repeat it 1,000,000 times a day. Again, sexy is an essence. Tell yourself how you want to feel, not about other people. It's an energy. Tell yourself what you want others to say to you. Tell yourself the story that you want around who you are. And if you're sitting there going, well, I don't feel my age, great. Then make up a new age that you tell yourself and let go of the number. Really pay attention again to your own association and the limiting beliefs that you're putting on yourself based off of culture and society and what others are saying is okay for you. You get to create this life. You get to create how you show up in this life. You get to create how you feel in this life. You get to create what you do in this life. Really understand that. There is nobody else that has that power other than you. So make it freaking juicy and delicious. All right, sleep. Get yourself in bed. 3 must-dos, right? I just shared one. The next is sleep. Sitting up, keeping yourself from your opportunity to age backwards, to put your desires and dreams into manifest form. Get to bed. Stop staying up late. Stop resisting what it is that you know you're needing and being guided to. Really pay attention to that. If you know that there's disruptors like wine, if you know that watching the news, I was just on virtual doctor's night out with my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Kellyanne Petrucci, the creator of the Bone Broth Diet. We were talking, and one of the specialists on there was sharing that is the news statistic that 27 minutes of the news will negatively impact your day for up to 3 hours and will impair your sleep state. 27 minutes. Pay attention to what you're putting in your mind. It is impacting how you feel and impacting what you are experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And last, that brings me to my last point, manage your mind. Notice the limiting beliefs you have around your age. Notice the judgment that you have around how you look, how you carry yourself, that people are judging you. If you believe people are judging you and thinking that you're not looking as good or that, and you're judging yourself for that, then it's all your own judgments. So you get to shift that and shift into the story that you want to tell yourself. Write it down, get clear, repeat it to yourself day in and day out. Record it in your voice notes. Listen to it as often as humanly possible, okay? So next week, we are doing class 4, or next week, oh my God, this week, on Thursday, release fat and build muscle without a gym, specific foods, mindset, and exercises for fast fat loss. So I'll be reiterating some of what we did here tonight to recap everything that we've done in class 1 through 3. And I will be taking us through release fat, and build muscle without a gym, giving you specific foods, mindset, and exercises for fast fat loss that lasts, which is what I am all about. For the limited time, we have our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. This is your opportunity. I run it 1 time a year live. If you want to learn more about that, I will put a link below. And if you know anybody that can benefit from that, I will put the link below. The other thing that I want to tell you is, in honor of my birthday, I'm still doing, we have myself and one of my coaches that are doing our Get Slim and Feel Sexy call to get more support around what we talked about tonight. So if you're knowing that you are wanting to fast track your results, want clarity, want action steps, and want to know what specifically get your questions answered and understand what's been stopping you from actually moving forward in alignment with your goal, I'm going to put this link below. Again, this call is only for those of you that are clients. My intention with all of this, guys, is really just to support as much as I can with COVID-19, to give back as much as humanly possible, which is what I've been trying to do with all the things that we've been producing with the morning meditations, the Love Your Body, Lose the Weight extravaganza, and also with the Get Your Body Back series. So here is the link for that call. If you have not had a call and want a call, if you are not a client, because you guys, all clients are getting extra support. The women in my Queens program, we're giving them extra calls. The women in our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program are getting almost an additional month. I'm doing like, we're really trying to give and support and give so much extra value, so that you're really, really supported at this time. Because I know there's a lot going on and I know it's extra challenging. So that link is there for you. I'm gonna go back. I wanna answer these questions. Oh, wait. How was this masterclass for you guys? Did you learn a lot? How are you feeling? Talk to me. Let me know. Did you love this one? Do you feel overwhelmed by the amount of information and the mini course that I just gave you? Okay. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. That's supposed to go with the, that's what you get. Okay, wait. Whoa. Oh my God, guys. I'm like, you know what I need to do? Okay, something's opening on my computer. Oh my God, okay. You know what I need to do is go for another walk. I feel like my runs on days when I'm like back to back, I'm like, it's not cutting it. I've been on so many podcasts and series and all the things. All right, let me go through some questions here. You guys ready? Who's up to join me for morning meditation tomorrow? Okay, hold on. MCT oil is coconut oil on crack, so it's good. It's MCT oil is great. It's just high potency coconut oil. So it actually has even more of the benefits. Nice work, Jolene. What about oils we get from nuts? I honestly am not an advocate for like giant nuts. I find that women in particular go a little crazy with almonds and they're like, oh, but they're good for me. And then they eat, you guys, a handful of nuts is like 12 nuts. So really notice that. Again, nut, like it's not nut oil, palm oil, canola oil is not ideal. I want you to get nuts. I want you to get oil from olive oil, and omegas is what we're really looking for. Maureen, great question. I'm glad you clarified that for anybody else. Nicole, so true. My work lunch used to have enough food for 3 work days. Yeah, so honey, Nicole, we're gonna go into that in the Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. It's very common. A lot of women have this thing around like the minute they have a tinge of hunger, they eat a protein bar or shove something down or make a shake, or there's this thing and it's just the dieter in you. And it's also, it's a trigger because it's like, oh, we get to eat because you've restricted so much. There's also some of this can go back to childhood. If you were always told to clean your plate, if you were always, if food was like, you know, kind of scarce, you know, where it was just kind of like you had to eat what was given to you, and then there wasn't any more. If there was any restriction on your food, if you were ever put on a diet, that will definitely impact you. Great, yoga and Pilates are wonderful. Walking while listening right now, Stephanie, I love that. Love, love, love. Lori, you are so right, Melissa. I am the cardio girl and it never changes my body. Yeah, guys, I totally got, I was that too. One of the things that I saw that actually had me go into, instead of, it's one of the things that had me get into this work even more so. And that's why my programs we have a fitness component, like we give workouts. I give full body workouts. I have a lower body workout. We have ab workouts. We have a bikini body workout. We have all the bathing suit workout, whatever. We have all the things, and it's because fitness is what will empower you to stay on track. I encourage everybody to move their bodies. All women need to move our bodies. It is your hormone replacement. It will balance your hormones. If you are moody, if you are high stressed, if you are a perfectionist, if you're a control, you need to be in your body. If you are noticing imbalances with your hormones, if you're on hormone medication, if you have menopause, if you're postmenopause, premenopausal, you need to move your body. If you are a mom, you need to move your body. If you are a single woman, you need to move your body. It is the best mood enhancer, stress reliever, anti-ager, happiness pill that you have at your disposal. And those that don't do it, you're doing yourself a great disservice. It's also a way to find immense inner strength and confidence and a sexy that you've never known. One of the things that I saw that killed me was I would see women, I would work out at Equinox in New York City. And this is when I was coaching, and I would see women, and I was, training and doing more in person. And I would see women hire these trainers, and these trainers would stand over them with their arms crossed. And they'd be having them these women would be doing like squats and lunges and burpees. And I would just sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, she's working her ass off. She's like red in the face. She's like sweating her ass off. Excuse my language. And I knew that she didn't know how to eat for her body. So I saw her get minimal results. I saw it time and time again. And then I'd see these women give up. I'd also see the cardio rats that would sit on the elliptical, they'd sit on the bike, they'd talk on the phone, they'd flip the magazine, or they'd be working their butts off, but they'd run all the time. They were always on the treadmill, they were always on the elliptical, and their bodies never changed. And so I was like, okay, so they know how to eat to restrict their calories, but they don't know how to work out to get the body that they want. And that's when I was like, I want to create a one-stop shop for women. I want to combine, and I want to speak to, because I used to be a fashion designer. I was like, and then I would see the women that would lose the weight, and they had like body dysmorphia, and they still dressed like they were overweight, and they didn't know how to dress to flatter their body. So I was like, I'm going to do all of this in my program. I am going to teach women how to dress to flatter their bodies. I'm going to have them lose weight without dieting. I'm going to teach them how to move their bodies in a way that will get them the results. And I'm going to teach them how to eat to get the results, because of course it's disheartening. If you're sitting there showing up at the gym every day, working out, and then you're restricting your food, but your body's not changing. It's like you're skinny fat, right? Or your body's just not changing, and you're like, what is wrong with me? I'm doing all of the things. I don't understand, right? And then you've got the other woman that's killing herself, hires the trainer, and is being put through like boot camp, but she doesn't know how to eat to get results. So most likely she's not really she doesn't know what to eat for her body. She's never connected in. She's still overeating, and most likely is emotional eating. And obviously, your body, if you're eating more than what you're burning, even if you're eating what you're burning, you're not going to get results, right? And then I'd see the women that would get the results, but I could tell that did lose weight, but their self-worth wasn't there, and they didn't catch up. They weren't actually honoring all that they had done. So I knew that they were still making themselves wrong. I knew that the perfectionist in them, that part of them didn't really heal their self-worth, their worthiness, and their weight loss. So they still didn't see themselves as having lost the weight, which I knew they would inevitably over time put the weight back on, which is why they were still not really taking pride in their appearance. Because guys, the way that you dress, you are your own advertisement. The time that you take to put into the way that you look, and the way that you feel, and the way that you nourish yourself, and the way that you move, that's your level of worthiness, your level of worth, your weather of love for you. Whether or not you take time to stop at fast food and gorge something, or you're taking time to make a meal that is going to serve you, even if it's a pain in the ass and food prepping is like, oh my God, but you're just like, yeah, but it supports the lifestyle that I want. And it gives me healthy options, because I know I want to live a long life, and I want to live a healthy life. Like, I know I'm going to be a mom, an older mom, and I plan to be a vibrant mom and grandma. I know that I want to feel good. I don't want pain in my body. I don't want illness. I want to be sharp. I want to to feel good. I want to do a lot of things. I want to impact millions. I want to travel the rest of the world. I've done a lot of wonderful things. I want to continue to. I want to experience all the things that life has to offer and that my soul brought me here for. I don't want my weight or me feeling crappy about myself to be what stops me from knowing that that's what we all deserve. I'm no different than any of you. I think we all have different dreams and desires. You know, not everybody wants to be a coach or live my type of life. And that's great. Just like, you know, we all have different things that we want. But I'm going on a thing here, but I really want you guys to see the connection between the way that you treat yourself, the way that you take care of yourself. That includes your thoughts, your food choices, taking time for you, right? And the way that you dress yourself. So putting off allowing yourself to buy yourself something nice, right? It's like, what are you waiting for? Like, why are we like, oh, well, not until I lose the weight, or I'm not going to invest. Like, I have women, it broke my heart. I talked to 2 women this past weekend, and they've been in so much pain and duress with this for years. And the idea of, and I'm like, here's a solution. I'm sharing with you my lasting weight loss program that we're running at $1,000 off to support with COVID. It is a solution. It is your solution. That means in 6 months, you're done. Like, other than, I can't give you a crystal ball, like, but what part of you doesn't believe that you're deserving and worthy of that investment? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, are you waiting to have more pain? Are you waiting to put off your dreams longer? Are you waiting to feel good? Like how much longer do you want to wait to feel good? Like, those are things that I'm just like whether or not you just put into action what I'm teaching here, like, but knowing that you're deserving of that. So we always want to look at what is stopping me from being a yes to me. What part of me am I letting be the driver? And that's not to say, like, I know, you know, I'm not saying like, oh my God, everybody has to join my program. I do believe my program benefits every woman because it's about being worthy. It's about, it's healing all of the stuff that's been blocking you from doing all the things you've been wanting to do forever and a day, because it all goes back to childhood. And on the flip side, I will also say, like, everything that I do, I know not every woman is going to join my program. I do this because I want to support you in your evolution. So you want to start to notice, am I just showing up for the lives, or am I actually putting into practice what I'm hearing? And that is what I desire so much for each and every one of you. Put into practice what I'm teaching, and I promise you, you will transform your body and your life. I promise. Everything that I do, everything that I am it's comes from my heart, and it's to bring you to that place, please. So just notice that. So I'm off my soapbox. I love you all so much. You know, share this series with anybody that you know can benefit. I hope you will all, yes, Veronica had shared that it is, I love Windsor Pilates. I mean, I haven't done, I find something that I like, and like, I'm not up on like the newest people. Anytime I've gone to like reformer classes live, but Windsor Pilates, like, I just have to say, like, her stuff works. Like, I like simple, I like what works. And I'm sure there's a lot of amazing people that have great programs. I also know Shailene Johnson is amazing. She has like a program on Beachbody called Pyro that I think like combines a bunch of things. And that's another one that I would say. Debbie, I'm so glad. Yes, avocado oil is wonderful. I do all the things, wonderful. Okay. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, meet me tomorrow morning for morning meditation. And we'll be doing that on Wednesday and Friday of this week. That'll be the end of our meditation series. And then we've got Thursday's class. So I hope to see you soon. Again, it's going to see you soon. I'll see you in the wholeness group. If you're not a part of our wholeness group, definitely join on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram at Melissa Perry Kathryn. Like, subscribe to me on YouTube. We're going to be doing a lot more on YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast as well. Trying to do all the things for you guys. Love you all so much. All right, have a beautiful night. You guys got it.